Second game of Google Carboard versus Tableau software, and I do think Bikurutufu is ahead too. So here we go. Let's start this game off by introducing our players. In the bottom left side of the map Overgrowth, we have Data++, and he's representing Google Carboard. And in the top right side, we have, apparently his name is a bit messed up there with the overlay, but it's Bikurutufu. It's going to be a PVC on the map Overgrowth LE, and as a pro player myself, I don't particularly like this map. It's got a lot of open space, which allows for us side players to get some pretty nice surrounds. You can also pretty easily run by with a couple of links here and deny your third base. So we'll see how Data++ decides to play this out. He's going for a pylon in the main base, which is telling me it's going to be some sort of gate expand. If you go for a forge expand, you're going to get the pylon down here somewhere. But it's probably going to be a gateway expand. And I think they have both been in gold like a couple of times each. But I don't really know right now if these players, I think one of them was in gold, but I don't really know. Hang on, just one sec. Okay, good. Sorry about that. I had to tab out for just 1 second there. Bikurutufu is going for the spawning pool first, which has been standard in PvC for a long time, and is probably going to be following it up with a hatchery later on. The reason for getting the spawning pool first is just to not get cannon rushed and die, basically. Cannon rushes are super hard to deal with when you go for a hatch first, and Bikurutufu is deciding to go for that. Let's pull first. And it's going to block it? No, Data++ is not going to block the hatchery right now. Gateway is finishing up for Data++, and is it going to go for any sort of gas or cybernetics core right now? It's going to go straight into the Nexus. So far it does look like it's going to go for the Nexus first here. Or Nexus after Gateway rather. So Data++ is scouting it out here. He sees that there is no gas up for Bikurutufu right now, which of course tells him, ooh, I'm pretty safe right now. There's no really certain or any aggression that can come at me in the near future. So he knows he's pretty safe. The expansion has indeed been dropped for Data++, and he himself hasn't taken any sort of gas. Love it for him to start chrono boosting those probes out, but he's starting to pile up that chrono boost instead. He does have a zealot out, which of course is very nice for him. Without the zealot, the Zerglings can run around uncontested in his main base for a very long time. Hatchery is about to finish up for what's the name? Bikurutufu, there we go. And the Geisa is about to finish up for Data++ as well. So Bikurutufu is going to start a queen at the natural, as well as start droning pretty heavily, I would suppose. That is, of course, what a lot of players do nowadays. The Zerglings drone as hard as they can until they are forced to make army. That is basically how they play it. So 7 Knights core finishing up, which is of course going to start the warp gate research as soon as possible. Geisa is now being secured for Bikurutufu. He's going for both of them at the same time, which really I think Spanish was started back in like early Wings of Liberty, taking all of his Geisas at the same time here. And Data++ right now, not really a whole lot going on. Still on one gateway. Are we going to see any tech drop soon? We're at the 5:30 minute mark, and around there, 5:30, 6 minutes is generally when we see the tech being dropped. Either a Stargate or a robotics facility or a Twilight Council. So far nothing has been dropped for neither of these players tech-wise. A lot of queens are out for Bikurutufu. I have a lot of trouble with his name. And personally, I like to do this a lot when I play Zerg. It just gives me a lot of creep spread, which gives me vision and gives me speed. So if Bikurutufu can manage spreading creep and not piling up a lot of energy, which I do in the late game, then these two queens are going to be very nice for him. Going to give him a nice creep spread advantage. Roachborn is being started as well as the Letic right now, and Bikurutufu is playing this up pretty standard right now. The Evolution Chamber, did I mention the Evolution Chamber? I don't know. It is being dropped, and it's probably going to be for the +1 ranged attack or the +1 carapace. Roach Rider has been the standard unit composition in PvC for a very, very long time, so gateway and a forge being dropped at the entrance here, and the robot decision, I do support it. It's a very easy, it's a lot more easy. It's going, there we go. Yeah, the robot decision here that he's going for it's a lot more easy than say Stargate play or Twilight with like blink heavy units. So the robotics facility, of course, you can get out Immortals and Colossi later on, which you know are generally easy to control. +1 attack being started as well for Data++, and the +1 attack is a vital upgrade in the CVP. So let's deal a lot easier with Zerglings. They kill them in 2 swipes instead of 3, which makes a huge difference, especially in the early game. Roach Warren speed being started, which is called Goliath Reconstitution, as well as the +1 ranged attack, missile attacks, it's actually called. Cannon is being dropped here as well from Data++ at the front, just to be safe. So we've got 3 Stalkers out on the map, as well as 3 Solids, so no sentries out so far, which it's pretty risky. You're not allowed to, you can't really force fill anything and buy some time, so there we go, there are the sentries. I was just waiting for them to be warped in. And now Data++ is adding on a couple of more gateways, only 1 to be precise so far, but it can still build quite a lot of units from these warp gates. Now Big Ritufu is starting to produce roaches as well. Roaches are really the backbone of the Zerg army up until the very late game. They're always viable and pretty cheap as well. So what surprises me is the fact that Big Ritufu has still not secured a 3rd base. He's going to do that right now, but we're already at the 10-minute mark. And in the income tab, he's actually behind right now. As you can see, the harvesters is 48 to 41. And the Data++ is going to be securing his 3rd base at almost the exact same time as Big Ritufu. And if you see, the robotics bay is coming down. Where is it? There it is. And of course, as I said earlier, this allows for the Colossi production. Can the Colossi actually get out here? I think so. I don't know if that's big enough, large enough gap. Probably is. And Colossi really are the backbone as well. I mentioned the roaches for Zerg, but Colossi have been the backbone for the Protoss army for a very long time as well. Deal a lot of damage, and they deal a lot of splash damage, which generally all the races except for Protoss hates Colossi. So there we go. The Twilight Council is being dropped as well, which allows for the +2/+2 upgrades as well. He's got double forge, but he's currently only utilizing 1 of them, and I'd love for him to start working on double upgrades. Crypt spread here from Big Ritufu. I don't even know what it's called. Let's call him Tufu. That's a lot easier. He's got a pretty nice creep spread here, and he's still producing a couple of roaches. Does have the infestation bit up, which the infestation bit, as I haven't mentioned it, but allows for the Zerg place to get out Hive, and having Hive is crucial in dealing with a Colossi-based Protoss army. It allows you to abduct, as well as blinding cloud these Stalkers down. So, which with the Vipers, of course, which are enabled with that Hive tech. So, Big Ritufu here is going to be starting. He's going to start applying pressure here with this roaches. Going to take down this Nexus very easily. Or can he actually get it down? The Protoss army is starting to get into position, and with force fields and Guardian Shield, force fields can be crucial here in this position. Still no force fields, no Guardian Shield. Foot of charge is coming down from the Magic Core, which of course deals a lot of damage. Sentries are starting to fall pretty rapidly, but so are the roaches. Guardian Shield is being utilized right now, and of course that deflects 2 damage from these roaches, and Data++ is going to hold for now. I don't really know who came out on top in that fight. It was a pretty even fight, so 2,375 to 2,000 with resources lost in this game. Still no Colossi have been in production during this entire game. There we go. First Colossi is being started. Thermal Lance is almost finished, as well as the +1 armor. 3rd base has been finished for Big Ritufu, and he could start mining from there right now. Currently not doing so. He still hasn't started the Hydras then, which bothers me a bit, because Hydras are just Roach Hydra. I mean, the composition is named after roaches and Hydralisks, and then if you don't get the Hydras, you know, it doesn't work out. Of course it works out decently, and it looks like right now he wants to get these Swarm hosts up, which, if there's one unit I hate, it's the Swarm host. It's so annoying to deal with. I can't deal with it in the late game. Big Ritufu is getting up his 4th base as well, and he's going to be pushing right now to kill off Data++'s 4th base. We got the Roach Alchemy right now. They're spotting this, and they're going to take it down pretty handily here. The army is out of position, and these roaches are just gonna back out. That's what I say. Yes, they are gonna back out. That is good for Big Ritufu. Gets a kill on that 4th base, so that was pretty nice for him. Army supply right now is 58 to 48, so still a pretty even game. But if Big Ritufu manages to secure his 4th base, I think he's going to be ahead. And if he starts getting swarm most dived, I don't think Data++ is going to be able to deal with them that cost efficiently, which basically you have to do if you want to stand a chance against the swarm host. All these queens are on full energy, by the way, and they could be used for creep spreading, but I don't think Pikachu has the mechanics or multitasking to do that. 6 swarm hosts are on the way, as well as a During Locust, just about to finish up right now. And if we go to the upgrade tab, we can see that our sub player has finished the +2 missile attacks, but he has not finished any sort of Carapace upgrades. The +1 Carapace is on the way right now, though. Data++ is securing his 4th base over here on this location instead. This is a very open location, so I definitely agree with going for that other location versus a Zerg. But now Data++ is looking to push here with his Colossi. He's got a a pretty large Colossi count right here. Why would I do that? And he could definitely deal a lot of damage here. 74 army supply to 82 right now. The swarm hosts are out on the map, and if you go to the units tab, you can see that there are 2 observers out. One is with the army, and the second one is at the natural of Big Ritufu. And I think these armies are just going to walk past each other. But now Big Ritufu spots this army. He's going to pull back his entire army, except for these swarm hosts. That is brilliant. No, it's going to... I don't know what he's going to do. He's going to start sieging up this 3rd base right here, and I think this is going to be turning into a full-on base trade right here. Let's see if Data++ can somehow manage to stabilize at home. He does have 2 cannons in position, but those are going to spawn so rapidly to these +2 locusts. Oh, he's going to recall! That's glorious. Kills off the 3rd base, and if he can hold on to his own 3rd base right here, that is going to be fantastic for him. Do we see any Guardian Shield of Force Field coming down to trap these roaches? No, a huge warping of cells, so it's going to do a lot of trapping as well. All these roaches are going down right now, and this is fantastic engagement for Data++. Really a great decision making there. It's going to kill off all of these swarm hosts. Liquid supply to 82 to 151, and now Data++ is just going to push with this. He has set the opponent down to only 2 bases right now, and I don't know if Big Ritufu can actually hold on. That's such an annoying name. Oh my god. Data++ coming in here, he's got a lot of offensive partners here, and he's warping in sellers. They're just waddling across the map, dealing damage over here at the 3rd base location. Now Data++ does have his observer with his army, so he can easily pick off any sort of creep tumors or swarm hosts that he so decides to pick off. Big Ritufu's not going to be able to lob out enough locusts here, and here we go. I think Data++ is going to take this game and even it up to a 1-1 score here. There we go. There's the GG and the smiley face from Big Ritufu. So is that the end? GG, GG. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be that. So it's going to be 1-1 now. Boom. Oh, sick overlay. I know. Fit to screen. There we go.